Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about a tool called EDpuzzle. This tool will allow you to take any video, whether it's one you have created and stored on your computer, or if it's one you found on the internet through YouTube or other video resource sites, and it will allow you to turn that video into a lesson for your students. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this. This will be a brief introduction, and hopefully you'll find this a useful tool to use within your classroom. What I have done is I have gone to the EDpuzzle.com website. It is also a Google app, so that's something to keep in mind. And it is a free resource, so if you have not yet joined EDpuzzle, then you can do so here. Your students could join there. I do have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now, I am going to log in using my school Google account. I do have a personal account, but I'm going to use my school account because I want you to see how it flows flawlessly with Google Classroom. Okay? So what we would do is, this is kind of my dashboard, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what each part means. Not going to spend too much time on it because I'll make a video later that will have more in-depth information. But this is your search bar. This is where you can go and you can search for lessons that have already been created by simply typing in your tag words. This is the content. These are the videos you have already created or uploaded to your account to be able to use for lessons within the classroom. These are your classes that you have already established right here. This is where you would share your information, your content, and this is your profile settings. So since we are on the classes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to go ahead and create a class, because you're going to have to do that if you are going to use EDpuzzle as a way to track each one of your students' understanding of the content area. You can choose to just give the video to your students and not keep track of how individual students are doing, and by doing that you would just share the link to the video. But for me, I liked to be able to use it to see where students were still struggling, what might have been some content area through the video that might have been confusing for the students, and I wanted to keep track of how the students were doing. So by doing that, I needed to have classes developed, and I needed to have my students enrolled in a class. So in order to do that, you could come here and just add a class, and you could name it whatever you wanted to. You could have a different class for each hour. You can import your students a couple of ways. You could create your class here, and you could invite your students by giving them a code to join, similar to Google Classroom, or you could just push it out through Google Classroom. Or you could go to your Google Classroom and you could find your different classrooms. You could choose those classrooms and you could import all of those students right into EDpuzzle. Very easy. That's why I love that EDpuzzle is a Google app, because it works with your other Google apps to make learning more productive within the classroom. So what we're going to do is, now we have a couple of classes set up. I am going to invite my students, or I'm going to import them from Google Classroom. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to find a video that we're going to use as a lesson within the classroom. So I can do a couple of things. I can go to my content and I'm going to create. Now let me show you this create button here. This is where I would find a brand new video. This is where I would upload a video for my that maybe I already had on my computer. This is a student's project, and that's something I'll talk about in a later screencast. And right here is an opportunity for you to start organizing your videos into different content areas or folders. But for today, we're going to go ahead and go to new video. Now, EDpuzzle does have videos that have already been structured for classroom learning, and they have been shared by other educators. And as you can see, we've got a wide variety of video libraries that have videos that teachers have used in order to make learning lessons for the classroom. So if you decide that you want one of those videos, all you do is you click on it, and then you have an option. You can copy it. Copy means it'll go right to your content. You aren't going to make any changes. You like everything about that video. Or you can say use it, and that will allow you an opportunity to use that video, and you can take away some of their questions, you can add some more of your questions, you can personalize it and make it yours. Okay? For today, I am going to show you how to go and do a search for something, say that you can't find it on EDpuzzle. Then what we can do is we can go to YouTube, or we can go to Khan Academy, Learn Zillion, Vimeo, any other resources, and you can find a video. So what I did was I found a video on Greek mythology. This is a Greek mythology family tree. It'll tie in very well within my lesson. So what I would do is I would find that on YouTube, and I would go to my share button, and I would get the link for that YouTube video, and I would copy it, and I would go back to EDpuzzle, and I would insert it, and there it is. Now I have this video that I can use within my classroom. It's as simple as that, okay? So now that we're here, let's go ahead and let's talk about some of the tools that you may be using to help turn this video into a learning lesson within the classroom. Here is your crop button. Your crop button is going to allow you to take parts of the video out that aren't necessary, okay? The next button you're probably going to use a lot of is your quizzes button. By hitting quizzes, now it is important that I do share this with you. When you are using a particular tool, you can see that you need to click on it up at the top, and that's what's highlighted. And what EDpuzzle does is it will give you little videos to help show you how to use those particular tools in case you forget, okay? But what I'm going to do now is I am going to add a question. So down here you can see that I have clicked on the quizzes, and now the video is playing. And where I want, here is my little question icon. It's going to show me this is where I'm going to add my question. So say right here, at this point in the video, I want to add the question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my question icon down at the bottom, and now I'm going to ask my question. And notice I have an open response, short answer, I have a multiple choice, or I have a commenting, where the students just add a comment what they feel about a certain part of the video. So say that I want to do a comment. How do you like the, or maybe I might want to say, maybe I might want to do an open response and say, what is the most confusing aspect of the Greek family tree? Okay, and this is a constructed response, and then I would hit save. And as you notice, this little icon down here on top of my play panel appeared, and I can click on it, and then there is my question. Okay, so say that I want to continue, so I'm going to continue. We're going to play the video. We're going to continue to play the video, and maybe right here at this point in time, I want to add a voiceover, an audio note. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my audio note, and what an audio note will let me do is it will let me insert a verbal comment. Okay, a lot of people use it at the beginning of videos to kind of introduce what the students are going to be watching. A lot of people use it as a conclusion. A lot of teachers use it within the video to kind of clarify maybe some confusing content, to maybe remind the students where they might have heard this information before. And so by doing that, what you would do is you would simply click, and then as you can see, you have a stop button. And so you are actually recording your comment. When your comment is done, you will hit stop. And now you can see a little audio icon will pop up on top of the play bar. If you decide you don't want it, you can remove the last note, you can remove all notes, or you can click above and then you'll have a trash can sign. Okay? And then it'll say, are you sure you want to get rid of it? So it'll do lots to make sure that you are not deleting before you actually do delete. Another tool that we have is an audio track. Now, I will caution you on using the audio track. What the audio track will do is you will have to use your voice over the whole video. So if you're just wanting to insert comments here and there, then I would definitely use the audio note. The audio track is really good is if you see a video, but you don't like maybe the music that's playing, or you want to use it for something totally different than what it's being used for on the internet, then you could actually do the audio track But what you'll be doing is you will be giving a voiceover for the whole video. So you won't be able to save until the video is complete. Okay? So say that I am finished with my video. These are the questions. These are the comments I want. Then I would come up to the top and I would hit save. And it'll say that it's uploading and everything's good to go. When I am done, I will hit finish. Now I have an option to share with anyone, and that will give me a shareable link, or I can assign it to a particular class. Now, a couple of other things I want you to be aware of before we finish. Here, I would highly recommend doing the prevent skipping, because what the prevent skipping will do is it will force the students to watch the whole video. They can always go back and rewatch a previous portion of the video to help them answer a question, but it won't let them skip to the end. And you can assign a due date. Okay? So I'm going to have to choose a class. So I'm going to go ahead and choose first hour, and then I'm going to hit send. And so my students, when they log into their account, if they don't have Google Classroom, then this will pop up if they are one of the students in my first hour. And it will also alert them on their Gmail. However, if they're part of my Google Classroom, then it will automatically show up within their Google Classroom as an assignment that they need to do. Okay? Now, another opportunity for you is here you can watch it as a student and see what the student would look like. But once the students start actually completing the assignment, you're going to go ahead and see how much of your class has actually completed the assignment. And right here, you'll be able to click on progress, and you'll be able to see how your students are actually doing. It'll show you whether they passed it. The video, it'll show you where there's some weaknesses. You can click on a particular student and see exactly which questions they missed. So it's a very powerful tool to be able to help plan further instruction based off of the understanding that your students have now. Okay, so I very much hope that you will give this tool a try. It is a powerful tool. I know videos are very important within the classroom, but now we can make videos interactive, and now we can make them work for enhancing learning for the students. I hope you found this screencast useful.